Hello, and welcome to this episode about the elements that may or may not be included in your resume. Experts haven't reached a consensus about whether to include or exclude a few elements in a resume. For example, should a candidate include an objective at the top of their resume? Some HR professionals find it too old school and defend that resumes don't need an objective section. Others find it extremely important to understand the candidate's plans for their career. The elements and sections to include or not to include in a resume are also influenced by cultural factors. For example, in some countries, having a picture is standard practice, but in other countries, images are highly not recommended to avoid any discrimination or bias. In this episode, we'll go over a few resume elements in discussion amongst HR specialists. They are objective and picture. Do some research online and with your network. Find out if those elements are appropriate to be added to your resume in your region. Once you have an answer, come back to this episode to learn the best practices for each element if you need to add them to your resume. The resume objective can be relevant for two types of job applicants. The first group is candidates who are relocating to a new city. Suppose the job is in New York, but your current mailing address is in San Francisco. In that case, you might want to provide a brief explanation to the recruiter that you are willing to relocate as fast as possible to avoid raising any questions. The second group is formed by candidates who are planning to do a career transition. For example, imagine the resume of a candidate with a background in law who wants to transition to an online marketing role. Their resume will be full of experiences in the law industry, but contain no online marketing information. At first glance, recruiters might reject the candidate because they seem not to have the necessary experience for the role. A cover letter could provide details about the candidate's career goals. However, the truth is, recruiters hardly take the time to read it if they don't believe the candidate is a good fit based on their resume. Therefore, if you're doing a career transition, it's better to include information about your career transition in the resume objective. The objective has two parts. The first one is a summary of your primary areas of expertise, and the second one summarizes your career goals. For the first part, base your areas of expertise on facts. For example, 2 years of experience in strategic consultancy. Avoid including opinions that are not backed by examples. For instance, writing creative professional or organized. It's up to the recruiter to judge whether you're creative or organized. For the second part, mention that you're planning on relocating to a new city or doing a career transition. In case you must include a picture in your resume, here are a few tips. Frame the picture from the waist up. Full body shots are highly not recommended. Find a neutral background. It doesn't need to be white, but it must be neutral enough so that you are the focus of the picture. Dress professionally, preferably with a long sleeve top that covers your shoulders and chest. Keep facial expressions neutral but friendly. A small smile gives off an impression of friendliness and closeness. Avoid any strong editing that can result in an artificial picture and cause a wrong impression to the recruiter. Add your picture to your resume either on the top right or the top left. In the next episode, we'll explore what tone to use on a resume. I'll see you there.